Hey guys, Casual Crono here. We are going to do another Q&A video really quick. I have a person I've been chatting with in Reddit, Helel89. I apologize if I'm not pronouncing the name correctly. And we've been debating back and forth who the best support characters are for Thillelillie. And my position is that you can put basically whoever you want in, as long as they have some buffs that really are over the top and can support Thillelillie. Helel's case is that he believes that there should be 4 shadow characters pretty much no matter what, and you can still keep up survivability. I'm fine testing this. I have the characters, and Helel has given me some step-by-step instructions. If I'm wrong, great, I've learned something, and that's really what the game is about, learning and trying new things. And if I'm right, it's not like I'm trying to go, ha ha ha, I was right. I've never claimed to be an expert. I just kind of look at the characters I have, and I try to make the best use of them, and that's always been my philosophy. So this is really just a kind of experiment for both of us to see what happens. And if we can all learn from something, or learn something from this, so much the better. So Helel has asked me, and I have read up, so if I pause briefly, I'm kind of tabbing and scrolling. And we are testing 3 potential characters, I believe. Eva is going to be 1 character, Mariel ES, 1 character, and Mistrare AS. Eva and Mariel are light characters, and Mistrare is a shadow character. Now, one of the things that is going to affect all that, Thillelillie's Photon series, the strength is increased based on frontline shadow allies. So part of the logic is it's a good idea to have 4 shadow characters because that makes her spammable skill, Photon Messiah, much more powerful than if you only have 3. And I completely agree with that. That's not really something that's up for debate. I argue sometimes is that if you have a character that provides a tremendous amount of buffs and debuffs, like Eva, for example, you can kind of overcome the lack of the 4th shadow character. So, with that in mind, we're going to see basically how best to support Thillelillie here. So the setup that Helel89 wants me to use, I'm going to go to equipment here. So the team will always have Thillelillie, Melissa, and Alma. He does not want anyone in reserves, and that is the case. As far as sidekicks, just Moke and no gear. No sub-sidekick. As far as gear, I was asked to remove all equipment and intentionally reduce the speed of 3 characters, Thillelillie, Melissa, and then whoever we're testing as a 3rd character. We're leaving Alma's speed as it is normally. And that, I'm sure, is to control for Luster Glare. Luster Glare provides, it's actually 6 stacks of elemental break within the first few turns, and right there, if you're in Alchemaic High, the elemental break and buff count increases. So I'm guessing that the idea is we're going to try and use up all 6 stacks before we do the Sword and Heart test. So let me scroll back to the beginning. We're going to do tests against 1 dummy in Nagsham. Hello, we're in Nagsham. Okay. Before you start, make sure you have at least another force. I do, or at least I should. Test 1. Okay, we're breaking out Eva for the first tests. So let's get her in here. And she is geared already the way he wanted. Nothing except a reduction in speed, no Grasta. I've taken off all of the special Grasta for all characters as well. Alright, turn 1. Thillelillie is going to use Promised Land. Melissa is going to use Nephrite Boost, which improves crystal type attacks well, just of her, but critical damage for all party members. Eva is going to cast her Glacial Veil to beef up crystal attacks, and Alma is going to Luster Glare. I personally usually use Refraction Bullet first to inflict rage, but I am following the instructions here. Looks like we might be using Luster Glare first to use up all of the crystal breaks. So, Luster Glare. Yep, there's the 6 breaks. Alright, turn 2. Thillelillie is supposed to use Photon Messiah. Melissa is going to use Glint Gale. Eva is going to Glint Purge. And Alma Refraction Bullet. Let's see. Yep, it used up all the breaks. Alright, so according to the request, I am to initiate another force and use Sword and Heart, and then just let another force end. So I'm going to be using Sword and Heart and another force. And everyone else is just going to sit there and watch. And we're going to look at the total damage done by Sword and Heart. So initiate another force, Sword and Heart, and then do nothing. And Helel, if I'm doing any of this wrong, please feel free to post here, or we can chat about some more in Reddit if I'm not doing things the way you want me to. Alright, test 2. Mariel is going to be our next subject. And Mariel is a fist user. There she is. Have I unequipped her? Yes, I did that already. Alright. No special Grasta, no Grasta at all, no weapons and armor, speed, halved badge. Alright. So we are going to redo the test. And we need to make sure that we have the AF gauge fully gauged. Now, even in my tests, when I have Mariel in the party, it does less damage. My best group was the Eva group. Mariel does less, but I like her survivability. And I like when she's casting her prayers, while she's praying, she can still attack. Her Ala Aurea is a 5-hit attack if she's lunatic to 10, which means I can make an AF bar last a very long time if she's lunaticked, and we still have the benefit of prayer. So that's why I tend to use her in my videos a lot more. But again, that's me. Everyone plays their own way. And let me make sure. She has Ala Oreo, Ratio Virtuous. Yep, okay. So I have the skills equipped. Alright. Turn 1. Thillelillie does Promised Land. Melissa does Nephrite Boost. Alma is doing her Luster Glare. And we start praying with Ratio Virtuous. Alright, turn 2. We are going to do Photon Messiah. Melissa is going to Glint Gale. We are going to Refraction Bullet. And Mariel is going to just simply attack. Alright, and then test 3. I've been asked to blow the AF gauge again and do Sword and Heart. AF gauge, Sword and Heart. and then we let the gauge run out. Alright, that was 77 million in damage. That particular one was 77 million sword and heart. So that's kind of interesting. In some of my tests, Evo provided a nice boost, but here, stripped of all gear and everything, Sword and Heart did 64 million, where this time around, with Mariel, it did 77 million. Ooh, this is kind of interesting now. Alright, well, let's move on to the third and fourth tests. All right, I ran back to the inn and restored the AF gauge, so now we are going to bring in Mistrare AS. Alright, like the others, she is unequipped with everything except a reduction of speed. So let's take a look and make sure I have the skills. Alright, Hakham Chets, Lepus Musica. Pretty sure I have both on there. Hakham Chets and Lepus Musica. And then we have a Crystal Rain in there. Let's throw in healing lore. So now we have, for test 3, okay, so the thought process, I believe here, if I'm reading it right, Mistrare's Lepus Musica, singing effect. If user uses a skill different from the previous skill, increases damage inflicted by 150%. And then some other general things. Also, while singing is activated, at the turn end, power and intellect decrease and stacks. So Helel's argument, I guess? We're not really arguing, we're kind of trying to figure out the best thing. It's kind of more collaborating than arguing. But his thought process is, with this reduction plus Moke's reduction, plus the fact that received damage is going down by 50%, that while singing, Mistrare might be better defensively than Mariel, which I just realized I just removed the wrong person.
Just give me the orders.
So his thought is, you have a full shadow team with Mistrare, making Photon Messiah stronger. And because of her singing and her end of turn stacking, she might be better defensively than Mariel. So we are going to test out the damage side of things. One issue with stacking is, of course, you have to wait 3 turns for the song to stack. So that it might be, a practical concern. But anyway, let's go ahead and start up the test dummy, and we are going to see what we can see. So we are going to Promised Land again. We are going to Nephrite Boost again. We are going to Luster Glare again. And scrolling down, Mistrare for turn 1 is going to Hakham Chets. That reduces crystal resistance by 15%, as well as if she's in Lunaticked, more, but she's not Lunaticked. Alright, we need to use up the crystal breaks. So turn 2. Thillelillie is going to Photon Messiah. She is going to Glint Gale. Alma is going to Refraction Bullet. And Mistrare is going to start singing. Alright, now the instructions say, at the start of turn 3, But before I initiate another force, I need to make sure that the skill Sword and Heart is selected by Thillelillie, and I was provided with a picture as well, which for anyone watching, if you want me to test something, I certainly have no problem doing so if I have the characters, and the fact that I am being provided pictures is awesome. So the picture, and I'm going to double check it, this is pretty much the exact picture that I am seeing here. Yes. Okay. So, other characters can have whatever, but they picked lunatics just for the looks. Yep, I did too. Okay. That way we will make sure that Sword and Heart in AF counts as the same move, the idea being that the damage bonus from Lepus Musica won't activate. So third turn, we're going to blow the AF bar, and we are going to activate Sword and Heart. And we get, looked like pretty nice numbers, 50 million. So far that's the lowest of the three. And we'll just finish this up. And of course, as he mentions, and as I pointed out, Hakham Chets, you know, can stack up to 4 times, so it would be, sure, why not? You know, in a real fight, you would probably use it more often and try to get more stacks going. Alright, and test 3 was to show that we did not activate the damage bonus from Lepus Musica. So now we're going to do basically the same thing one more time, only we're going to try and activate the damage bonus.
No time to waste.
And I am really curious about this. I have not messed much with Mistrare's alternating skills, you know, 150% bonus versus 100% bonus and all that. So this might actually work really well. Alright, we have the AF bar gauge again. Alright, it says first turn the same, so let's go back to the first turn. Thillelillie, Promised Land, Melissa, Nephrite Boost, Alma, Luster Glare, and Hakham Chets. Okay, second turn. Photon Messiah, Glint Gale, Refraction Bullet, and second turn, start singing again. Alright, now this part I'm a little tiny bit confused about. I'm going to read the instructions, but I'm trying to imagine why this would produce a different... Alright, so the instructions say, at the start of turn 3, before I initiate another force, I need to make sure that Photon Messiah is selected. So the skill panel should look like this, and there's a picture of it, and mine says Photon Messiah, his says Photon Judgment, but that's not an issue here. He even says, don't mind me having Photon Judgment, I haven't done the upgrade versions because of story progress. Alright, so the thought is, this way we will make sure that Sword and Heart in AF counts as the different move, thus activating the damage bonus. And that's where I'm confused. If I blow the AF bar, I'm going to switch over and do Sword and Heart, but Photon Messiah has not been activated. I think you have to use a skill first, and then the second skill that is used is the one that gets the damage bonus. So I'm thinking this is going to basically have the exact same result as last time, around 50 million, but maybe just simply switching from one skill to another is enough. I'm going to reread this. At the start of turn 3, before you initiate another force, make sure that the skill Photon Messiah is selected. So the skill panel should look like this, and it does. I don't have the upgrade version. This way we will make sure that Sword and Heart in AF counts as the different move, thus activating damage bonus from Lepus Musica. And then the next thing is third turn, same, but now we get result number 4. So if I blow the AF bar, I'm going to switch from Photon Messiah to Sword and Heart. And supposedly that will activate her singing bonus. So let's find out. Okay. Well, those numbers did look a little different. Maybe that is all that's needed. That'd be kind of cool. Oh, look at that. 125. That is definitely the highest. I just learned something today. All right, let's finish this up. I always assumed that when you have to have a different move, you actually have to activate a move first. And maybe that's not the case. That's pretty cool. Alright, so reading onward. Yeah, give me my tokens. Alright, so reading onward, the damage results should be something like this. 4 should have the most. The number 1, number 2, and number 3. And he said he did tests 3 and 4. Now, my Thillelillie, I'm not sure what level his is at. Mine's at 85. Mine is fully Stellar Awakened, and he mentions his Thillelillie only has 32 Shadow. But his Thillelillie did 38 million in test 3. Mine did 50, I think. And a whopping 95 million for him on test 4, and mine did 125 million. So about triple the damage, and that is close to it. Mine was 50, 100 and a half, so not quite triple, like maybe 2.5 times. Oh, yeah, it's 2.5 modifier to be precise, so that makes exactly right. All right, so now, knowing this, let me try some tests. Based on the earlier tests, it does seem like Thillelillie can do more damage, possibly, than Eva with Mistrare AS, which is good to know. I did not think that switching a skill without using it would count for things like those damage boosts. So I'm very thankful that he brought this up and we were able to test it. Now, what I want to do, I want to test in a practical environment, because that's a test dummy. Nothing's fighting back. You don't have to worry about getting killed. And realize also that this isn't a perfect test. The one we did before was very controlled. Everyone was, their gear was taken off. There were no extra factors. It was just purely to see if, his prediction is right. And it was. And so this time around, I'm going to use the mysterious Chaos Ogre, because part of the discussion also revolved around survivability. And we never really brought it up, but actually practicality should be a factor as well. So I have my typical, mostly crystal team. I have Thillelillie with all the pains, Lepus Sword, Dryad's Bangle, Valor Chant. Melissa, Manifest Weapon, Power of Offense Crystal, Max HP Crystal, which won't come into effect here because of the curse, Stamped Ring, Speed Badge, anything to boost her speed. It is also probably important to note that Singularity does enhance Glint Gale, and since she was not equipped with a Singularity before, that didn't come into play in the previous tests. That said, she was used in every single test, so it really shouldn't have mattered anyway, but just in case someone brings it up somewhere. All right, Mariel, built for hit points. She has pretty much everything that gives hit points. And Alma, built as a tank with basically a whole bunch of hit points and stuff like that. Grasta holders, we have Melina in the background, beefing up Thillelillie. and Annabelle beefing up Thillelillie. Sidekicks, Tetra and Moke. Moke is re-equipped with Pandora's Can, and Tetra is just awesome because it's Tetra. Helel89 definitely proved his point that if you have the 4 shadow characters, it is possible to do more damage with Thillelillie. So what I want to do is do some practical tests. We're going to do Mariel and Eva and Mistrare, and we're going to see how they fare with the Chaos Ogre. And I have a general, basically 3-turn strategy to knock him out. So I'm curious. Each team will probably have different strengths and weaknesses. Mariel's claim to fame, besides being a crystal user, so I have the Awakened Crystal Zone. Mariel has an attack that it's 5 crystal attacks, her a la Aurea. So this enemy has a barrier. I can knock out 5 barriers every time that attacks. So what I tend to do with the Mysterious Chaos Ogre, I tend to blow the AF bar on the first turn, and that gives me time to beef up my characters. So I'll cast Apostle for the extra chaining. I'll cast Nephrite Boost. I will cast Oratio Virtuous to get the shield going and party type attack going and everything. And I'm going to use Geist Nebula. So we're going to do 3, 3, 2, and 3. Then we'll do all 2s, Promised Land, Glint Gale, in her case a la Aurea, since we've already cast the prayer, and Refraction Bullet, and then we'll just spam all 1s. With this team, I can usually knock out the shield completely in the first turn, and a first turn AF is a very common strategy to use. So let's get started. 3, 3, 2, 3, 2, 2, 1, 2, and then spam all 1s. So spam, 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 spam. We have 1 shield left, and actually, thanks to Alma, she's going to knock that out. And even if she didn't, Tetra would with his 3 attacks. So what we've done in the first turn, with Mariel's help, we have a prayer going. We have... Oh, I hope Alma doesn't actually kill him. We have the team buffed up. We have Thillelillie doing an extra attack from Apostle. Actually, from Promised Land. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, Promised Land gives the extra skill hit. Apostle improves damage on chaining. So, alright, here on turn 2, we can do Sword and Heart. And the other 3 characters can kind of do whatever. We've already cast all the skills we need to. We could a la Aurea it, we could Oratio Virtuous it. In fact, it's preemptive, and it gives party's type attack 50% for 5 moves. So if she preemptively reprays, then Sword and Heart will have an extra 50% on all of its hits. And Luster Glare. So we are going to burst and do Sword and Heart.
Irregular performance increase detected.
And that'll knock the boss down. You saw a bunch of 2s there, so with this team, we were at damage cap for at least 3 hits, possibly 4. It's a little hard to see when it goes that fast. Thanks to this strategy, we switch over to Moke. Moke goes. We switch back. And we can Sword and Heart again. And so that's exactly what we're going to do. We'll Oratio Virtuous for the preemptive, and we're going to Sword and Heart, and the other 2 will Lunatic. And we see a bunch of ones. So survivability, not much in question there. And we will do the test with Eva. And is she geared? Not really. Alright. So weapon, whatever. Prismatic rod, I guess. Armor, plasma ring, badge, we don't want that. Usually my support characters, I give them survival type stuff. So let's, so many badges. I really hope the future UI changes. Alright, and then Grasta, I tend to give survivability stuff. So let's see, what can I give her? I'll steal Aisha's. One. Oops. Where's Aisha's others? 2. And 3. And again, everyone has their own general gearing strategies and stuff like that. I figure I'm not relying on her for damage, I want her to survive. Otherwise, the team is the same. So can I do the same general strategy with this team? I'm losing Mariel's 5-hit count. So that might mean it might take 2 turns to try and use up the barrier. Or possibly more. We'll find out. So turn 1, we'll do Apostle, Nephrite boost. We'll go ahead and glint purge. Actually, let's just do glacial veil, then we'll do glint purge. So that way we'll keep it all the same. So 3, 3, 3, 3, then 2, 2, 2, and 2, and then spam all ones. That's nice and simple, right? Hopefully we'll be able to keep the AF bar going and get this down as much as possible. 3, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, yes, alright. Not bad, down to 11 stacks. Tetra knocked 3 more down. I actually expected her to, did I get Refraction Bullet in? Oh, maybe not. I don't see a rage. Okay, well, we'll Refraction Bullet. We'll go ahead and Glint Purge again. We will, let's see. Hornet Hail. I think we've gotten everything in. So we will just Photon Messiah it. So now we're pretty much in the same position as before. He should look scared. Yes. So here on turn 3, we can use the burst and do Sword and Heart. And we'll just have her... we'll keep it the same. We'll just have her Lunatic. And Sword and Heart does... I saw 1, 2, but a bunch of 1s. So actually, maybe a little less damage. And then we'll do the same thing as before. Switch over to Moke. Switch back. And she can Sword and Heart again. And we'll Hornet Hail. Icicles, Orch, and Frontline. Those Sword and Heart should take care of business. Yep, there was, I couldn't tell how much damage that was. Looked like 200 million, 100 millions or so. So I think the damage was actually a little less than when we had Mariel. Defense-wise, I wasn't losing too much health or anything. So I'd say it was roughly comparable. So, Mistrare, bow user. Alright, so how is she geared? I gave her some bow HP Grastas. She has the Dark Spirit bow, which improves her type resistance. Oriental ring, which improves both resistances. Oh, we need to change her badge. Let's give her... We'll just reduce her mana instead. And I don't have her special Valor Grasta. Alright, so we good? We got 6,000 health. Yes. Alright. So, we are going to lure it out. Now the previous 2 turns, the first fight with Mariel, we were able to reduce the barrier in the first AF bar. The second fight with Eva, we were able to reduce it after 2 turns. So let's see if we can reduce it for 2 turns this time around. So we're going to blow the AF bar, Apostle, Nephrite boost, and we can start stacking up the Hakham Chets. So let's see. 3, 3, 1, 3, 2, 2, 1, 2, and then spam all ones. And that will reduce crystal resistance a decent bit if I pull this off correctly. 3, 3, 1, 3, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1. Alright. I see 3 Hakham Chets. I see 4 Hakham Chets. And looking pretty good with the barrier too. 7 stacks left. I don't know about you all, whenever I blow the AF bar and I don't have that much time to work with, I'm kind of stressing actually. Alright, these were the reactions I was expecting on the second turn. I just must not have clicked. Alright, so it is now out of shields. So you know what that means on turn 2. Alright, survivability wise, team looks pretty good. Alright, went down to the same amount of damage. Alright. Sword and Heart it. We'll just have them Lunatic. And let's see what kind of damage we get. No 2s this time, but a bunch of 1s. Of course, she also wasn't singing either. So it might be worth our time to try another fight and have her sing while he knocks Alma into the background. And we'll go from there. Alright, whatever. Hornet Hail and... oh yeah. Kinda need Moke. Alright, we can Sword and Heart. Yes, 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 yes. Is that preemptive? Doesn't seem to be. No, we're not going to have the benefit of singing. Either way, fairly comfortable kill. No issues. So let's try one more and see what kind of damage she puts out when she's singing. Alright, so we are going to attempt to do the same thing, only on turn 2. We're going to withhold Sword and Heart and get some singing going. The catch is we want her to be singing, and we have to use turn 2 to sing if we use turn 1 to set everything up. So we'll do 1, So we'll do 3, 3, 1, 3. Then all 2s minus Hakham Chets. And then I guess we'll slowly do... I kind of hate to do... My dilemma is I'd like to try and get all 4 stacks of Hakham Chets in. However, I don't want to do Photon Messiah or Luster Glare or Hornet Hail to reduce the number of stacks any further. Well, I'm just going to try my luck at and see how well I can slow it down, which seems really weird given that we have such a short time. Alright, so 3, 3, 1, 3, 2, whoops, 1, 1, 1. Ooh, I think I just missed 1 Hakham Chets. Let's see how far down we can get the shield. Nine, 876. That's doable. Alright, we're going to start singing. We're going to do Hornet Hail. Guess we'll do a Luster Glare. And a Photon Messiah. And let's see if that plus Tetra... Yeah, actually, yeah. Photon Messiah and Tetra alone should knock out the rest of the barriers. Alright, damage-wise, I saw some 600s and 800s and such. We can always compare notes later. Alright. We have a scared ogre, which means he's vulnerable. Now, we only have 3 stacks of that Hakham Chets instead of 4, so I'm not a big fan of that. We'll switch to Photon Messiah. Blow this. Switch to Sword and Heart. And we'll just have her Lunatic. And let's see what kind of damage she does. 4 shadow characters. Ooh, I saw a bunch of 2s on that one. I don't know if I even saw any 1s. Did we just hit the true damage cap? Ooh, I can't wait to take a look at this video. Let's see, switch, moke, rampage. I don't technically have to switch back, I just like getting in the habit of it. Sword and Heart, and Hornet Hail. I've never pulled off a 5-hit all 5 damage caps. So if Helel just showed me a way to do that, I am extremely grateful. So I'm going to stop the video so I can review it really quick. Alright, so I snapped a screenshot and I'm really excited. I can see a bunch of 2s over here. The question is, did I actually hit it 5 times with the cap? The cap is 2,147,483,647. It's 2 to the 31st power, if I remember right. So the question is, did I get all 5 hits in? Well, take a look. I see a 7 there. 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 And then I see a more lit up 7 there. I think Thillelillie just did 5 damage cap hits with Sword and Heart on the weakened boss. And that was with Mistrare AS, whom I had not really been using. Survivability wise, I was taking about the same damage as the others. I never really felt like my life was in danger at any point. And I'm happy to say that Good job, Helel89. You found a way to improve my crystal team to the point where I did 10 billion plus, let's see, 14, 28, 56, 70. So, 10 billion 700 million damage in one single attack. That is incredible. And mind you, that's still with only 3 stacks of crystal debuff. Probably could have been more had I been a little bit faster with the AF gauge. So that is incredible. The main test was Helel89 gave me wonderful steps to follow. I was able to reproduce his requests entirely, and he has shown Mistrare AS actually did come out on top with damage, and my survivability did not feel threatened. And I'm very happy and excited to say that thanks to her, we did a true damage cap. And now I'm kind of questioning if I even needed Apostle, because the first hit was at damage cap. It's not like it's scaled up, which also means that if they ever raise the damage cap, Apostle, those second, third, fourth, fifth hits definitely would have been more than the first. So that's just, it kind of blows my mind. But there you go, Sword and Heart, 5 hits, all 5 damage cap hits. And thank you so much, Helel89, for bringing this up. We had a good discussion. He gave me exact steps to test. It's all on Reddit right now. I don't know if it'll be there forever, but he even gave me images so I could see what his vision was. And I have changed my Superboss team. I think Mistrare AS is going to be the 4th member for the near future anyway, until I can get Dewey Alter or someone else that I could use to test. I retract my statement, at least in this particular situation with these particular characters with this particular gear, and keep in mind that all teams are different and different people gear differently. Thank you so much for bringing this up for me to test and allowing me to test it. I think bottom line, you can make any team work and work well. I nearly hit damage cap with a light character instead of a shadow character. You know, the main goal, can you defeat the super boss? Yes. If you can find a way to do it, more power to you. So thanks again. I'm going to start using Mistrare as part of my Crystal Super Boss team now, and we're going to go from there. So thanks again. And for anyone else that might have anything for me to test, I am totally willing. I'm not the stubborn type to say that my way is right all the time, because I know better. It is not. Not always, anyway. So, yeah. Hope this helps everyone. Casual Crono, signing out.